How's it going, Scrub Gamers? It's your boy Scrub Games coming at you with a juicy new piece of content for you to enjoy. But before we do get into the topic of the video, I just want to let you know how you can help support the channel, and that is by checking out Firestorm Games using my affiliate link in the description box below. Because Firestorm Games offer a whole host of products for almost every kind of hobby there is, be it Dragon Ball Super, Pokemon, One Piece, you name it, and they'll likely have it, and at some quality prices too. So just make sure to click the link below and check them out to see the whole host of products they offer while helping support the channel. And also, remember, there's another way to help out the channel, and that's by dropping a like, leaving a comment on the video, and best of all, hitting that subscribe button to keep up to date with my content when it drops. Because I'm still on the road to 1k subs and looking to hit that by the year's end. But now we've got all that sorted, let's dive into the topic of the video. Right, Scope Gamers. So as the video video title suggests, I have been on a bit of a green kick, so decided to go and have a look, revisit Green Beerus, because Beerus is one of my favorite characters from Super. I really like him. He's pretty cool, pretty badass, and some of his decks are quite cool. Like he had a pretty cool deck in the set one, like the Blue Beerus when he got reboot, having like a cool ways and alternate win condition, and he had a pretty cool deck in the red one, which even then to this day is still like with the support it's gotten over time. It's been really good, and even at the time when it came out, it's a really good deck. And then it came out. Then they decided to give him another lead, this time in green, but then it was still while green was still gimmicky, so they kept it with the gimmick, putting it in the Champa Saga, like him versus his brother Champa, but then keeping it very gimmicky, so like he started with low life, and just from the get-go, just never had a chance of being a potential competitive deck, but still a fun one nonetheless. And I've been trying to think about how best to build this, because I do like it. And because one nice benefit is where you start 4 life, your super combos like parry stuff are always live from the get-go, so you don't have to get your life down, so you combo you got ready. And you're a bigger lead as well, because you're 15k on Unawakened, and then 20k on Awakened, so you're up to the setup nowadays what most leaders go to. Let's go for a more casual deck list, go over my views, because I know there are other people that potentially like Beerus as well, want to give it a try. I'm sure because it's its gimmick, and being green before it's get better, kind of like break it down, but it's still fun deck for a trial. Got that I do want to try if I still have my collection and stuff, but then it could be fun to build. So let's have a look at it, and just remember, if you like this, like the content as well, drop a like, drop a comment, even subscribe if you're not already, and it helps out the channel greatly, because I'm still on our way to 1,000 subs by the end of the year, hoping to get there. If not, that'd just be a shame. So starting off, let's have a look at the leader. So this is what the leader does if you're ever sure about what it actually does. It goes from Beerus into Beerus victory at all costs. It's got a whole gimmick where it could be an alternate win condition with the fill card, but spoiler, we're not going to play the fill card because that requires too many bad cards in it, and it's not going to be reliable. There is some new stuff to go with it to try and make it give some potential to actually making it useful, but I don't feel that it's worth it, so I've not bothered. So it's got a permanent, like I said, where you start the game with 4 life. So this is with 8 life like most leaders do. You start with 4. But you gain advantage from the get-go on this one. It's just a shame that you can't gain advantage on your, like when you awaken, you can't gain advantage from the front side and the back side. You gain it from one or the other. It's a real shame. On the unawakened side, you've got an activate main, which switches card to rest mode as the cost. You draw a card, and additionally, if you have no battle cards in play, you choose up to one. You can choose up to 1 green Universe 7 card with energy cost of 2 or less in your hand and play it. So there's a few types we're going to go over, and it normally starts off with a chain that could be quite useful in this deck. So that's one nice thing, is that you can just switch the rest mode to draw a card. So you have to attack to get it, you just do, and then you can play out a card from your hand, a specific one, 2 or less, green Universe 7. There's not too many of those, but I found some good ones that we could put in to kind of like make use of that, play it out. Because one of the nice things I like about this is that if you do keep a board and you are able to draw a card and play outside for free, the cards we're going to see have effects when they're played, or useful effects, and then they're, at the very least, they're able to be combo to Z that you make use of your Z deck in this. So you're using less from your hand and more from your Z deck to be able to then mitigate that whole less life, less cards kind of thing. And it's got a stronger awakening in that if you're less at 3 or less, so it's got the kind of awakening like Bojack, Blue Bojack out as in a sim, where when your life's at 3 or less, you may draw 2 cards, switch to 20 in active mode and flip your leader over. So that way, yeah, you get 2 cards on Awaken, still get an untap, flip over. And now on the front side, on the Awaken side, you're 20k, and now you've got to attack to gain advantage. So now you can't. That's why I said it's a shame they don't interact with it, because if you use the front side, the Unawakened side, to use the active main, you've got to switch to rest mode. So when you flip over, you're in rest mode, you can't attack with it, you gain advantage there. So it's either use it one side or the other, depending. But then when you're on your Awakened side, you now have to attack to gain advantage. So if you don't feel like you don't want to attack, you can use that side before Awakening. And so you don't have to attack, still have gained advantage. But it's now just when it attacks, you draw a card. And additionally, once again, just like with the activate main on the Unawakened side, if you have no battle cards to play, you choose up to one of your green universe 7 cards, and you've got 2 or less in your hand, and play it. And it does have another effect if you don't want to put a unison. I don't personally put it, but you can always side with him. And that is once per turn, Spirit Boost 1. When one of your battle cards attacks and kills opponent's battle card, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and discards it. Not great, especially not great enough to actually put a unison, because normally like Demogorgon would be a good unison for that, able to keep markers, help you awaken. But considering that you awaken at 4 last life, and you can't really put Demogorgon down and keep the markers on by taking life instead, it's not worth it, and there's no other unison really that can stay around for green long enough that isn't just going to get pounded from being dropped. So, and with such a low life, and with like Dormant being a quite expensive card to just limit your opponent's plays while he attacks, it's not worth putting that in. But that is the leader, so not amazing, but still it's Beerus, that's cool, and it's in green. A little gimmicky, but I feel that's a good way to use it. So let's start with some of the things that you can play out to, some you can play out from the lead, and to start with one, it's Monarcha. So Monarcha's one of the few 2 cost or less Universe 7 cards you can play out. And the handy thing about this is it's got 2 autos. Second auto is pointless unless your opponent's playing a hit in their deck, which is got a little niche, but it's totally irrelevant. The main thing is its auto, which is when this card is played, draw 1. So the benefit of that is that you use the effect of leader either when you attack or when you rest. Draw a card, and if you want the battle card, you play out a 2 or less Universe 7 that's green. So you play this out, draw a card, and you combo it off either defensively or offensively to as the energy charge. So you just you've played a card from hand, but you've replaced it back, and you've got the Z energy using that, which is good, and then kept your board clear, which is handy. So 4 copies of that, because even then it's a 1-drop cantrip as well, to make use of your energy if you want to make use of it, and just a handy one to play off this when needed, which is good. So it means like normally when you're with this deck, instead of playing something first and second, swing the leader after. Normally you can swing the leader first. You can, if your board's clear, you can play out that, draw a card, get something on, draw a card, get something to play out Monarch or something, get the effect off, and then combo off to get the Z energy. And an inevitable target we've got is one for the actual chain. So this one's for the actual chain for the Universe 7 stuff. So we'll come back to that. That's another one we got out. And the last one we've got that you can play off of this is Indomitable Link Piccolo. You might be wondering, where did this come from? Where the hell did this come from? Because it's a really, really old one. It's from a starter deck. It's all the way back from, I can't remember what starter deck now it is. It's from starter deck 4. No, I can't remember exactly what starter deck it was. I think it might have been the actually, I really don't know. Really can't remember what starter deck from, what leader was in it. It might have been the Piccolo one, maybe? I can't remember exactly which one it was now, but it might have been the... No, I'm gonna give up trying to remember, because I can't remember exactly what leader this deck it's from before. But it was one of those ones where the art goes together. It says Piccolo, Indomitable Link Piccolo, and it's Indomitable Link Gohan. And because of that, the Piccolo has its auto, which when you play this card, you can choose up to 1 Son Gohan Adolescence, where entry costs a 3 or less from your deck, and add to your hand and shuffle your deck. And it's a Universe 7 card. So that's one nice thing about this, is that if you remember, in set 11, every colour got a really cool super combo, where when you last 4 or less, and as long as your leader's the same colour as it, and all your energy is the same colour as the card, you can bottom deck a card from you take in 10k for the 10k common power for the battle, and then you can bottom deck a card, then draw 2. And the one for green is a Son Gohan Adolescence. So I found that this could be really handy, because it's one of the good super combos. Normally green has got a better one in Paragus, but sometimes the Gohan can out trumps Paragus in that sometimes you want to put something back to the bottom of your deck. So that could be quite handy. and giving it such a beatiness that's really good, such a 4 less life from the get-go, that Gohan Super Combo is going to be alive. So the fact that you can play out like swing or use your leader's effect, play out draw a card and play out this Piccolo, and then use this Piccolo to basically search a Super Combo is really handy, because then you can if you're swinging on the Awaken side, you can then combo this off so your battle area is free, to then do it again another turn. And at the very least, it's combo power or a green charge as well. So I feel that's quite handy, just play off to get such your super combos. So you've got that easy way to make sure you're seeing your super combos, since you've got more cards in the deck than someone else, because you've only started with 4 life, meaning 4 more cards in your deck than someone else. It's I thought that could be useful, and also it gives you a search for your deck so you can see what's in your deck and what's potentially in your last 4 lives, if there's any super combos unluckily in there or not as well. So I thought that was a pretty cool one. And in this Piccolo is when you start probably one of the best chains you can get in this green Beerus deck, because it falls in the category of 2-cost green Universe 7 card. It's got 2 permanents which allow you to go with the whole thing off the gimmick of the deck. And the second one is if your opponent has no battle cards in play, it gets critical. So that's cool. So it's a critical attacker. And then it's also got the air permanent where during your turn, this card gets 10k power and can attack battle cards without barrier in active mode. So it means your opponent's got battle cards in active mode, like little counters and stuff. You can attack it to them instead of your opponent's leader. But if they don't have battle cards in play, you can swing your opponent's leader. Well, yeah. If they have no battle cards in play, it's good critical, so you can swing at their lead and put some critical pressure on the lead, like 15k critical, which is not too bad. But if they don't, you can swing to the battle cards just to get rid of them and have that. And it's got an auto as well, where by paying 1 green, when this card is KO'd, you draw a card, then play up to 1 green Universe 7 card with entry cost of 3 from your hand and play it. So we play 4 of each ones, because Monarcha is just a great 1 cantrip, comes down, draws a card, combo off to get Z energy. This Piccolo to battle Universe 6 is part of the Universe 7 chain for this deck, and then double link Piccolos never kind of cantrip, but super combo searcher and then come off for Z energy. You got so you got 12 targets to play off the lead by its effect, and will have beneficial effects. More so the Monarcha and Dominable Link than the Piccolo there, because Piccolo is mainly there just if you can drop your chain, and it's a lot easier to start your chain off now with the new Z battle card the deck got, which we'll go over to a bit when we check out the Z deck. But those are the ones you play off the lead. Then we've got the actual chain that the Piccolo goes into. So it goes into Piccolo Cunning Strategist, and this is the one that starts with your chain and gets something out fantastically. And that card is a nice big 4-drop. So his effect is Auto Burst Free, so you got a mill top 3 cards in your deck. When you play this card from your hand, choose up to 1 Namekian or Universe 7 card from your hand with original energy cost of 4 or less. Negate your skills for duration of the turn and play it. So we play 4 copies of this because this is the least searchable card, but one crucial, the one you mainly want to get out with your Piccolo to battle Universe 6, because then it can play out. It plays out itself, then plays out a 4-drop, and there's some really good targets. And if you don't have this, we've got another card you can bring out from it, which is the SS Son Goku to battle Universe 6. So if you for some reason don't have this with the 4-drop, so you haven't been able to search into it or find it, then you've got an alternative option, being this Son Goku the battle Universe 6, because this one is just standard of 20k double striker, where if you can attack opponents' battle cards in active mode if they don't have barrier, similar to the Piccolo, and if your opponent has no battle cards in play, it gains an extra 5k critical, meaning a 25k critical double striker. So to make it so if your opponent's got a clear board, then they've got to worry about these swings to face. And another thing is his cantrips when it's played by skill, which is what this skill does, is play it out. You draw cards. You plus 2 from this, drawing a card from when this dies, and then from this when it played, and have this nice little bit of pressure on there. Or if you don't have that and do have the Piccolo kind of strategist, it can drop into these two. It could either go into your SSB, Kaioken Son Goku Might's Calling, or this Piccolo with similar ability. Now, Piccolo with similar ability is the better one you want to get off this Piccolo, because it's got no way to cheat yourself out, so you got to pay 4 for it. So you want this to cheat out from play off this. So for 1 energy, this pops. Play out this, the mill 3, and play out the Piccolo similar ability. You won't have his skills the turn it's played, but as soon as you pass turn, it gets his skills back, which has barrier and a nice activate battle once per turn, as long as you've got never battle card in play with this. You choose one of your opponent's battle cards and with energy cost 5 or less and KO it, and if you do KO a card, you draw a card. So this adds a little bit to gain you back that draw power that you've kind of like lacking from having less life. And also a 20k attacker as well with that protection and barrier. And the other target you can have if you don't have Piccolo is the SSB Kaioken Son Goku minus Calling. You don't really want to get this one off, it's mainly the Piccolo, but we want another option just in case you don't have that. And this one's handy, and it's a 20k double striker. It's got a way to play itself out if you don't play it off this for cheap. So that's one of the benefits over the Piccolo, and that is for its first also being limit 1 for 1 green. If your leader card is green and this card is in your combo area, when one of your green battle cards attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, play this card from your combo area. So you can potentially play it down for 1. And as well as that, its auto is when this card attacks, choose one. You either choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards to KO it, so a nice bit of removal when it swings, or you make your opponent choose one card in hand and discard it, so a bit of hand control as well. So one of the nice things is you can easily get this out, where if you have this Piccolo on board and its effect, you can swing at your opponent's battle cards to 5 or less. If they don't negate, the counter goes through, you then combo this Goku, and then you activate the Piccolo's effect to pop it, KO it, and draw a card. And because of the wording, because this card attacked and the card itself KO'd an opponent's battle card, because it uses effect the KO battle card, this will then trigger out the end of it, because the battle will fizzle then because it's being KO'd before the battle ends. But in this trigger to pay 1 green to play it itself out, which is pretty good. So that's a nice little combination there. And we can play 2 of this because you can bring it out by the cheap effects, but you mainly want 4 of this so you can see it and play it off the 3-dot Piccolo. And that's why we've got some handy things like the Monarcha to help dig through to try and find the pieces you want. So find the Cunning Strategist and Assimilability, the 2 cards probably you want a mulligan for over the other ones because they're more searchable, and well, these Piccolos are more searchable. And then getting the Piccolo didn't get you super combo, means you can put some pressure on your opponent and filter for your deck more use of super combos as well. Speaking of super combo, this is the one I was talking about, the Great Saiyan Man Vanquish of Evil. We've already gone over this. This is your super combo because it's searchable off the Piccolo here, and because it can then, before life, as long as your energy is green, which you're always going to keep your energy green, you can bottom deck a card to draw 2 to help filter through, put cards back, and try and find the main pieces you want to get this up. So you can have this ready to start gaining advantage and putting pressure on as well. Because if you can set this up turn 2, then turn 3 you can have some more good generic green cards to help out, which are some of these. So like we got 3 copies of Kaioken Son Goku Beerus, so once you get to turn 3, it's live to play. Because first activate main, we normally activate battle because you never really get to use that. There's mini activate main of limit 1 for 1 green. If you have 3 or more mono green energy, play this card from your hand, which then this trigger is auto, which is when it's played from your hand. Your opponent discards 1 card in hand, so kind of limit there, like reduce the hand so you've got less cards to kind of defend against you, and then having things like the Piccolos and Gokus to swing some crit pressure, they kind of like force your opponent to either combo out or just take the hit and not get anything from it. And then you can sack off that for if you use the Master Deity's Wrath, because if it's active main, you know what this does. You can, if you have 3 more energy, you can choose green battle cards and you battle area with 5k power or more. That total energy costs up to cost of 5, and place them in the drop, and then play this card from your hand. And he's got a nice effect when he attacks. Your opponent chooses 1 card from your hand and place it in the drop. And he's got indestructible, so like there's not many ways to remove it outside of green and red reliably to kind of get around the indestructible. So we only have 2 copies to go over this because this Kaioken is like Deity's Wrath needs cards to get into it. Like Kaioken's easy, but Kaioken doesn't need anything set up to drop it. So we've got 3 of Kaioken because it's easy to drop, less reliant on other cards. Whereas Fuse and Master is reliant on other cards, but easy enough. We want to see T2 because it'll be handy. Then we've also got Cooler Armed Force as well. Nice little card to help with a bit of hand control and double strike pressure with barrier as well. So it's got a bit of protection on itself. When he comes out for 2, and then can start putting this pressure, make your opponent discard cards from the hand, or KOing cards as well, because his option when it attacks is choose 1 or 2 effects, either pop one of your opponent's battle cards, or your opponent discards cards from the hand. And it's another card that can also trigger the Kaioken Son Goku. Well, not trigger because it triggered the auto trigger before you can actually get a combo, but it can everything that helps like remove your opponent's board. And thanks to the SS3 Broly, the Tyrant from the Z deck, you can make use of its actual second activate main to reset it and get it sacked twice. because of its ulti is not once per turn by using that as well. So we've got 3 copies of those because this card is a lot better thanks to that Broly Z battle card. And then we've also got some more barrier removal just in case, because outside this Piccolo Simba ability doesn't pop things without barrier. Same with Kaioken and same with Cooler. None of them pop things for barrier. So we've got SS Son Goku Fated Rival, so that you can have some barrier removal, some nice pressure, and also recycle your super combos as well. So after you've searched and used your Great Saiyaman, put it back to the bottom of your deck so you can go ahead and try and draw through it again. And you've got some things that allow you to shuffle, like double link and stuff, to shuffle your deck so it's not stuck at the bottom. We play 3 copies of those because barrier removal is key to make sure you're having that live to make sure you can deal with barrier cards. It's very handy, so we've got 3 of those, and it's a 0 cost 5 combo at least, and a 30k double strike with barrier as well. So nice little protection and pressure. And then for overall, we've got an SS4 Fake Greeting because you've got you're green, you've got enough removal like most of the things here. Now you've got the Piccolo, Might's Calling, the Fated Rival, Cooler. Always remove cards, so you don't really need removal in this because you've got plenty of it in that. So you've got Fake Greeting because that's a way to you make use of overall, make use of stuff and drop overall off, and then have it so you can bring out something for free, put a bit of pressure on. But then this is more useful to limit their hand size by warping as well, get around the whole anti-green hand control stuff, and just add a bit of pressure. Like, it's a good option for Overwhelm when you don't really, because one thing is with green, it's got plenty of removal on its own without Overwhelm. So some of the Overwhelm choices could be better used to this than actual removal ones, because you've got enough options in your main stuff than the Overwhelm for removal. And we've got Cellmax as the secret rare because it's such a powerful secret rare. Put them down to 4 and including with a quad strike when you're trying to like putting crit swings in, reducing hand, which sometimes they might combo out of, afraid of taking the crit, or then reducing your hand size, like just discarding a hand while also putting pressure on. You can use Cellmax as a way to finish off. So that's a pretty good one. And remember, normal link, if you drop one of these early, you can see what's in your deck and know what your 4 energy is. If you need to know if you need a dig for this in your life, or if it's in your deck, you need a dig for it. And that is it for the battle cards. That's all the battle cards here. So the ratios can be like tweaked a little bit. It's up to you. But this is what I've gone for initially as a way. So like, make sure you got plenty of cards to play off the lead to get the advantage off of playing something cheap, free, being a cantrip to then combo for free Z energy, and double link to get such a super combo to make it easier. The fact that you've got a bigger deck size than most decks, and then a nice little chain to make use of that as well with some good generic green cards. And then for the extras, we've got 3 copies of Assimilate because it's just a really handy card to find. Essentially, make it itself extra copies of these cards because it's a 0 cost green. Yellow 0 cost yellow extra card where you just activate main, look through your deck for choose up to 1 green or yellow Namekian when entry costs 2 or less from your deck and add to your hand. So it means if you've got this in your hand, you can use it to search this to make it get more consistency. Essentially giving you 16, well no, not 16 because you only got 3 assimilates, but essentially 15 copies, like of 16 ways, like copies of a card of these 2 anyway, like 7 copies of each of these cards. Try and make sure every turn you've got a way to make use of leader to play out something for free, combo off and stuff like that. That's a handy thing because you really want to have turn 1 use one of these to play it out. That you make use because you can even use the effect to play out in double link, grab a Great Saiyaman, and then pay that 1 energy to get Monarcha out. So that way you've got made use of your energy and got stuff out. So you've got combo power there. So you've got combo power for when you are attacked, and combo power when you attack as well, which is really handy. And then we've got 3 copies of Cell's Earth Destroying Kamehameha, another way to like out combo because when you're less life, people might put more combo power into your attacks, push through life because you're already quite low on it. So using Earth Destroying Kamehameha, that out combo a little bit easier for 1 energy, 15k, and also a bit of rip a card from your hand to kind of like take out potentially rip out some big things like super combos and secrets from the hand, like just limit their options and not give them a choice of what they can get rid of, making it so it's your choice, random. And then 2 copies of Homicidal Clone, because you're low knife already, just to help defend yourself a bit. And we only go for 2 instead of 3, because space is a bit tight, I found, unless you want to tweak the ratios. And also, you're only going to ever maximum be able to use 3 in a game. So at least 2, just in case you get double striked. Well, yeah. So at least that way, if you don't see one and take 1 hit, at least to get yourself down to 3 if you need to, without using the Awakening, which we'll see in the Z deck, then you can just go ahead and use this to help defend yourself. To take a life, you can at least use 2. Like 3, it'd be maximum push, and you have to be able to see all 3, but at least with 2, hopefully you see them, and then you can at least make use of it more than you would a full 3. So that's the main deck, 50 cards to make sure it's like low as possible, make sure consistency is great. And then we have the Z deck as well, so 7 different cards. First we've got Jiro, just a helpful way to awaken, and with that protection as well, with deflect and barrier. So that when you are you've got a way to make sure you are taking yourself down for 4 to 3 if you really need to get awaken, and where most of your all your deck is green apart from what 4 cards, you're never going to always going to have a target hopefully to actually take their life and then draw a card and awaken. So easy way to awaken with that protection as well, because it's got deflect and barrier, 2 skills that should be together on 1 card. Then we've got a copy of Freeze Unexpected Assistance. Now this is a handy one. It's just a 1-cost blocker from the deck to help defend yourself in the Z deck if you need to use it. Just a 1-cost 1 Z energy blocker. Plus, if you do get one of those Gokus with Universe 7 in its name, in its trait, it's got a really handy auto where when a U7 Son Goku card in your battle area is attacked, you negate the attack and then negate your skill for the game. So if you have one of those Gokus out, and your opponent feels like they're putting a lot of pressure on and they don't want to stick around to get advantage and you want to attack into it, this could just instantly negate that, what's on board, and then also be a blocker to defend yourself as well. So I thought that's like a nice little tech with that, potentially do as well, to protect your Goku from being attacked into. Then we've got a SS Vegeta Smart Impossible, so if you're unlucky, you don't get the green cards, or want to actually have the option, don't want to have to take a life, this is never a thing you can grab out. Well, it's nice having these 2 together, green, 1 each of them, depending if you need protection on it, or if you want to have to take the life. Then we've got Journey Removal, Unison hate built in. Z deck can also be a big bit of pressure. You can just do all these comboing cards, get your Z extra, make use of more threats and game enders in your Z deck if you want to keep your hand free with combo power if need be. Always a good addition to one of the best green Z battle cards I feel in the deck, and it's just nice to have that option for units removal in your Z deck rather than have it in your main deck or side. Then the SS3 Broly Tyrant, you could up this to more copies because it works really well with Cooler. Be able to drop it down and make full use of Cooler for only 3 energy rather than 4. But I've only got 1 so far because we've got some Z extras as well, which is C. But it's a very good card. Coming out a little bit cheaper to make like a really nice combination with Cooler to get the full use. And then we've got the Z extra in Gourmet Battle, and we've got Limit Ultra Kamehameha Mighty Blast. So these come out really small because they're sideways from here. But that's it, I got no side deck because it's more of a casual deck. I don't really put a side deck in a casual deck. It comes down to more of what your meta's like, your locals and stuff. But we're going to go into the main thing here just to have a look at these better. So a Gourmet Battle, this is one of the new Z extras from the 3rd season of the regionals that you can get from the Z extras. You can get in gold, Shatterfall and stuff like that. So it's a 1-cost 1 Z energy Z extra. It's got an auto, which is what you get, which you're gonna normally use as soon as you use it as soon as you hit turn 2, as long as you've charged comboed off a card to get your Z energy. Because its auto is you can activate your green Beerus or Champa cards awaken even if your life is at 4 or less for the turn. So when you got this down, you can then awaken straight away to lead, not have to worry about taking a life. You just combo off when the cards get your battle area free from battle cards. And yeah, because if you have no battle cards to play, it doesn't mean like Z extras don't count towards your lead to be able to actually play things out, which is handy. So to help you get awaken, and then you got 2 useful skills to help make sure you force off when you, because the one problem you had with the Piccolo into a simulated chain, so the Piccolo into a simulated chain, was that trying to find a way to actually pop the Piccolo to get those out. Normally it required your opponent's attack or using the field for the deck to then redirect attack from your opponent into the Piccolo, so it got KO'd, bring out those, bring them out. So bring out the 3-drop, which bring out the 4-drop. But now you've got a way to treat yourself as well, which is really handy. So not only does this awaken you, but it also helps you trigger off your own chain in your terms rather than waiting for your opponent to make a play to be able to try and do that. And that's for the activate main, which is limit 1. Choose one of your mono green Universe 7 or Universe 6 cards and KO it. And then it's got a rad because they printed it wrong. It's not meant to be when your opponent discards one card from hand, remove this card from the game at the end of the turn. It's you choose one of your mono green Universe 7 or Universe 6 cards and KO it as the cost. And then your opponent discards one card from the hand, and then you remove this card from the game at the end of the turn. So it's not when your opponent discards, it's that your opponent discards one card from your hand. So that's the effect, not the trigger. So that's really handy, so you got weight. And then you can also make use of the activate battle as well when you do use this, because of from the activate main, it doesn't get removed until the end of the turn. So you can use the activate battle as well in the same turn after you use the activate main. Because that's also limit 1, and that is if your leader is a green Beerus or Champa card, and you remove this card from the game, choose up to one of your non-god Universe 7 or Universe 6 battle cards that gains take your power and barrier until the end of your opponent's turn. So that means if you drop down this Goku, which has double strike and potentially critical, and is like a 20 to 25k, you can give that barrier, so it's protected in that sense, and also 10k. For the turn, so it's then hitting as quite a big, potentially double strike crit, and then it's protected from your opponent's turn, so it's harder to run over and harder to choose because it's got barrier. Or even give this 3-drop Piccolo here at 10k and barrier, so that way it survives a bit longer for the opponent's next turn and have this Piccolo similar ability, make use of its effect. That's one handy thing. And then we've got the Limit Ultra Kamehameha Mighty Blast. So this one is really, really nice. So it's got the activate battle, place one of your Z-Energy in your drop, then remove this card from the game to give choose one of your opponent's battle cards when it goes 3 or less and kill it, and then choose up to one of your cards and it gets taken power for the battle. So that's really handy just to have a free 10k power boost, and potentially pop a 3-drop or less just for the sack off of 1 Z-Energy, which you don't really care too much about because all your things are quite cheap, because the only thing that's going to cost more Z-Energy is your Jiren here, because the Broly you're going to normally be using it to play it for 1 and 1 Z-Energy. So the Jiren's going to be the most expensive thing. Everything's going to only cost 1 Z-Energy. So that's not too bad. And if you do rack up quite a few Z-Energy that you don't really need to use, then you've got the activate battle, second activate battle being useful, being for 1 green. If your leader is green and you place 3 of your Z-Energy in your drop and you remove this card from the game, you then get to choose one of your opponent's cards in their hand and discard it. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards when it goes 5 or less and KO it, and then choose one of your cards to get 15k power for the battle. So that's a nice way to defend yourself with. So you don't draw on this one. I think I might have said in the last video with the Gogeta where you draw, which is not the case. I've misread the card there. But yeah, you get the Ripper card out your opponent's hand, give them a bit of hand control, limit their options, where you keep putting on some crit pressure potentially and just controlling them. And also, as well as that, KO Sync 5 or less, and then give a 15k boost to either one of your attacks or defensively to defend with as well. So if you're nice, putting that on with Cell Max as well, get a 15k, make it a 55k base without combos, and even with Cell Kamehameha, to big up the Cell Max is really, really handy and really cool as well. And yeah, so that's the deck. So normally, turn 1, charge an energy, make use of the 1 energy, either leaving it for Cells Kamehameha if they do attack, or paying 1 from the Manaka is quite handy. You could do that because normally you want to, or if you've got multiple Manakas, you can just play 1 off effect, pay everyone by paying the energy, then have combo power to help defend multiple swings. If you try to get more, they might try and be aggressive, you just combo them off, which could be really, really cool. And as well as that, you've got the Indomitable Link Piccolo to get your super combo, and then consistency with the simulate the look for both these. It's meant to be. It's not as amazing as some Evergreen decks, but it's a fun one with some cool gimmicks, like being able to get this simulate Piccolo out for cheap, have that round to get more draw power while popping your opponents 5 or less, as they have barrier, and yeah, get some other good generic green cards. Because turn 1 is normally just getting use advantage, making sure you can defend yourself with a Like, even if you don't have, if your opponent does attack you, just slowly gain advantage, not worrying about, just dig for your deck, try and find your combo pieces, get ready. And then more consistent awakening in gourmet battle, allowing you to awaken, and being a way to make sure you can get your like 2-drop Piccolo in the 3-drop Piccolo into Assimilate, which is really cool. And then, yes, once you got that down, then go with your good generic green stuff, like grind them out, trying to grind on the resources, and put some cool pressure on. And if you don't hit the Piccolo cunning strategist into Assimilate, you still got the SS Son Goku into Battle Universe 6 to put some pressure on as well, because then if they got a battle card, you can swing into that battle card as long as it doesn't have a barrier, or put some pressure on your opponent as well. Yeah, so that is it. So yeah, if you do like this, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also if you're interested in this, give it a try if you want to. If you got any feedback on this and like things to add, things to change, then let me know what your comments on how you feel, because you can do a lot of different things with it. Like if you want to put the fill card for this deck in, so that way with the Z battle card, Z extra card, and the fill card, you have access to some more interesting things like the cooler counterplay and the King Cold Negate as well, for other things to kind of like defend yourself a bit easier for cheaper, and like help make your opponent have to limit their hand if they want to try and push through it. And some other cool green techs, because green's got like a more interesting pool now with things like Z extras and stuff like that, giving like more access outside of the archetypes for certain interesting techs that you can give a try to as well. So if you've got any changes or any suggestions, feel free to put below. But apart from that, that's me. That's the end of for this one. So thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.